Alright, am I saved my life here? This is for those of you who also have PTSD and are suffering from pornography addiction. At this stage, I'm assuming those of you who are doing NOFAP at this point. Today, PTSD hit me pretty hard. I felt like relapsing just to get rid of some of the fear. There was a woman in my apartment building really pretty much hitting on me pretty bad, pretty hard. And a lot of my PTSD comes from actually most of it, the vast majority comes from girls in the public education system making my life a living hell day in and day out for entertainment, and the school did absolutely nothing because they didn't give a shit. Sorry about my language, but I'm just not in the mood. They didn't care. And now I have to suffer nightmares at night, flashbacks. I have to deal with that all the time. I'm on medication 3 times a day. Had to deal with the women in the workplace acting like them, they were spreading false rumors about me in the workplace. They were lying to get me in trouble. I had a manager who thought she could say that I was going to be a serial killer by the time I was 30, that would tell me that she thinks I'm a serial killer, that would talk about people going missing and say she thinks I'm responsible. And the assistant manager thought it was going to subject me to misdemeanor battery in the workplace repeatedly. Found humor in that. It's like, what? I deal with a lot of really horrible women. And in person, online, had to deal with women. If they can't win arguments, they resort to the toxic behavior of insults and put downs and demean tones. It's like, you think I'm horrible, but it's like, you can't have a discussion, you can't have a conversation, you can't have a debate, because as soon as you lose, it's not even you lose, you just can't win your argument. You can't convince me to believe you. You immediately resort to put downs and insults. It's like, this is why I don't want to deal with women on this planet. Because I tend to, if things don't make sense, I tend to not believe them, I mean, I'm expected to believe things like there's someone for everyone. Well, it's like, okay, show me the evidence that there's someone specifically for me, Convince me. I'm open to it. Let's discuss this. And these women are not able to prove it to me. I'm able to counter saying, okay, this is why what you're saying doesn't make sense. And when they realize they can't convince me, they resort to insults and put downs and being toxic. It's like, this is why I don't want to deal with 3-dimensional women, because women like you. It's like, if I'm in a relationship with a woman and she doesn't win an argument, she's gonna start putting me down. She's gonna insult me. She's gonna use demean tone. It's like, that's what I was worried about with this woman flirting with me. It's like, I'd be in a relationship with her and then she'd start being toxic to me. It's like, I've had a lot of toxicity in my life, to the point where even at night I can't sleep right. It still affects me 11 years later. It's like, so the PTSD is making me more relapse so that I wouldn't be attractive to women. Because I know it's making me attractive to women, and I know that's a stressor for me. It is, and I wanted to talk about that because it's something I'm dealing with. I have PTSD, and it's a big obstacle for me. It's like NOFAP is its own obstacle of obtaining NOFAP. That's the fear of being attractive to women, which is part of NOFAP. It's something I have to work past. It's like, I know I've got an assurance from the community that I don't have to be in a relationship, and that helps, but it's just the thought of being in a toxic relationship. I mean, girls in school, I'd be outside and they'd be hurling insults about my body and my package and making sexually derogatory remarks, and they'd be doing this for the entertainment of a small crowd. And within seconds, I'd go inside, and within seconds tell an administrator, and they'd just stare at me or stare off the side. They didn't care. There's this kid harassing me right in front of the teacher in the classroom one time, and it was going on for days, and nothing was going on about it. So finally, I just looked at the teacher and called him out in front of the whole class, like, "Are you gonna do anything about this?" And he told me back to teaching, so I just walked out the classroom and said bye, slammed the door behind me. We got an administrator. The administrator sat down and said we were supposed to settle it between ourselves. It's like, no, you're the staff. You're supposed to settle this, because obviously he won't. Then she took me into her office and sat me down and said to me, without any care whatsoever, every year as a kid, everybody picks on, and you're that kid. The school didn't care. They didn't. And because they didn't care, I now suffer every second of the day and most of the seconds at night when I'm asleep. So, yeah, I have PTSD, and yes, I'm doing NOFAP, and yes, NOFAP is triggering my PTSD, and the PTSD wants me to stop NOFAP. But today's day 10 for me. I've got 80 days to go, and I want to put this video up because at this point I'm too exhausted to masturbate. I mean, I was distracting myself with YouTube. I was thinking about all the crap I've gone through on Reddit with, like, women. If they couldn't win an argument with me, they'd resort to insults and put downs, and because I have a waifu, they would insult me because of my sexuality and all that stuff. It's like, this is why I don't want to date three-dimensional women, because you're toxic. Yeah, there are some women that aren't, but it's like, where's my assurance I'm going to end up with someone that's not toxic? And I've had to deal with women that have lied to get me in trouble, even one in particular who I was staying away from as much as my job would allow. If I would see her in one part of the building, I'd immediately leave that part of the building and go somewhere else. If I ever talked to her, it's either one, I had to give her special information for her job, or two, she talked to me first. Other than that, no contact whatsoever. And she still tried to lie to the HR to get me in trouble, so I still had to deal with that kind of thing in the adult life. So it's like, some people don't understand, but when you got PTSD and that stuff keeps happening, it's a constant fear. So yeah, that's why I want to let you know what happened. I want to let you know what happened today. That I've got that the PTSD made me want to relapse. That I was able to just get to the point where I'm just too exhausted. It's 8 o'clock right now. It's too early to go to bed, but I want to pass out from being exhausted. I wanted to put this video up because it's important for those who have PTSD that are going to be on their NOFAP journeys. And we'll see how flashbacks work in the future as I go along my NOFAP journey, get farther along. Day 30, day 60, day 90. See how I handle the panic attacks. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to follow me on my journey. Bye now.